Peace, and Black Power family. Welcome to another episode of African Liberation School, broadcasted live every Saturday, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Becomes my honor and privilege at this time to introduce to some and present the others tonight's guest who comes to us in righteous and divine name of Brother Dawah Israel in the building. Peace, Jay. How you?
Peace, family. Peace. How you be, man? I'm good.
Yeah, I'm good, man. Working on my tan. They say the blacker the berry, the blacker the power. So I'm trying to get, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So, we start off with a little introduction, and we could just go from there. Introduce yourself to the family. You know what I mean, and then get it on.
All right, family. Brother Dawah here. I'm the host of the show that is called the Yisrael Hour. Some of you all seen Brother Umar, Dr. Umar, through that show for the first time. Some of y'all seen the video of Banging on the Beast with Seti. Uh, that was me. Uh, I had Shaka San co-for on my show. My show was out of Chicago at CAN TV, a public access TV show. For those that don't know, I've had Zombie, the sixth generation granddaughter Shaka Zulu on the show. She was on the show too. If you go to my website, you get a chance to see a picture of her. www.yahsrealhour.com. That's YAHISREALHOUR.com. All right. I am also an author of a book, The Definition of a Broke Ass, the homosexual, lesbian, transgender, and bestiality assault on the black race, which is out right now. If you ever in Hyde Park and you want to pick up one, you can go to Frontline Books, 5209 or 5206, one of those addresses right there on Harper Street, right in Hyde Park. The grounds. I also am a musician. I make my own music. I got like over 40 recorded songs, my own arrangements, lyrics, vocal chords, vocals, all that. All my music is basically revolutionary, basically dealing with our people, black. Everything I do is dealing with our people. And this fag, pedophile, cracker for what he really is. That's what I'm on right now. That's a little bit about what I do. I had a YouTube channel that's pretty popular. Only had 3,700 subscribers, but for some reason, YouTube decided that what I was saying, I suppose, was too powerful. So they deleted my YouTube account. That's the second time that's happened to me since I've had a YouTube channel. So maybe a few things I'm saying might be true. So maybe y'all might want to listen up a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Just maybe. I might be right about a few things. I know a few things. So that's a little bit about what I do. I also I interviewed a white boy named Matthew Heimbach, who's part of the alt-right movement now. Maybe some of you all seen some of his work with the alt-right movement now. I interviewed him back in 2013. They came out of ABC News, came down to CAN TV in Chicago, Illinois. First time ever they had a major news station come down, come to that station to interview anyone on a public access station. Usually public access stations, from what I see from being in that industry for so many years, I see that they have issues with the so-called mainstream media for some reason. I guess I can understand because mainstream media is a whole lot of lies and bureaucracy, a whole lot of more hunky-fiedism in there, but hunkies are controlling more of that. Big access is a little bit more, you have a little bit more freedom. That's why I was able to be successful on the show I had. I consider a successful show one that pisses honkies off and gets them to the point where they have to come out and talk to your assembly representative. That's what, to me, that's a successful show. That's what I've done. So I had been on CAN TV for about, I would say 4 or 5 years before I got the attention of ABC News. And they sent Matthew. And ABC News is ran by Republicans, so that's Donald Trump and buddy. So yeah, I got their attention from years back, and they sent their representative Matthew Heimbach, and they sent a black dude from ABC News named Byron Pitts, who was nothing but a damn coon, who came down trying to make me look like the new face of racism. This is what these honkies wanted to do. They wanted to use me as the new face of racism back in 2013. No lie. I ain't got time to play with y'all. That's really what happened. And a few other things have happened to me since I wrote this book too. But I guess we get into that while we get into the conversation. That's a little bit about who I am. That's what I do.
Right, sure, indeed. I was I don't check the Twitter stuff often. You know, I got a Twitter just, you know, as another third party tool to promote, you know, the program. And I just so happened one day just to be scrolling down, you know what I mean, and I saw a comment where, you know, they compared me to the Ku Klux Klan. You understand what I'm saying? They compared me, you know, as an individual. They said I'm no different than the Ku Klux Klan.
Is that right?
Yeah, and you know how proud I was, Jake. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. When they said me as an individual is no different than the Ku Klux Klan, I need that terror, you know, to be in the minds of our enemies, these bastards, these devils. I need them thinking about me like that. You understand what I'm saying? That's and people like us. You see what I'm saying? That's really here genuinely for the resurrection and rise of our people. You see what I'm saying? So,
Oh yeah.
and I don't post things other than flyers. The only thing I put on social media for the most part is flyers. Like the only thing I ever put on Twitter was flyers. So I don't even know. I guess you know they see that disposition, and you know what I mean. They flee. The wicked they flee when the righteous come. You know what I'm saying?
Right on, family.
So, you know, I was bugging. That was a real. I had a real bug out moment. You know what I mean? So, I was like, this is funny. Uh, but I wanted to
Absolutely.
get into your journey, your spiritual journey. You know what I'm saying?
Oh
Can
yeah.
you talk to us about your spiritual journey? You know, share some of that with the family.
Well, man, where do I start? You know, I guess this started at, before I even come into this world. You know, all of us, I believe, do come with a purpose. Some come with a purpose that may draw more attention than others, um, due to the fact that some come with, a job that carries more of a responsibility. And I think that I've been one of those that's been ushered into that responsibility, and that is to uh, stand as a righteous voice. And also doing so, I've had to cut a lot of my own nonsense out, and I've had to go through some of my own, trials and tribulations, um, in order to get me where I am now. You know, and that television show I had, I think was like, I would have to say, almost like a reward for some of the toiling that I've done. I've been doing this thing since, over 20 some years. I've been trying to teach people about who I was taught that we were. I was taught when I was 22 years old out of the military that we were the Israelites. We were the chosen people of the Bible. Now I've come to realize now that I believe that in different dispensations we've been called different things. I don't aspire to that particular name and say that's who we are. But I do say that we are the chosen. If there is a chosen people, I believe that's who we are. And that's how I started my journey. Well, that's not how it started. That's how I started the conscious portion of my journey. When I started to wake up and realize that the European was not what they claimed to be. When I was in the military, I went to the military after high school. I started to realize that the European is not what he's cracked up to be. So I've been around the world with hunters. I've been to Panama with hunters. I saw racism from the light-complected Panamanian toward the dark-complected Panamanian, and toward us, the dark-complected black so-called African Americans in America. I saw that in Panama myself. Same place where Dr. Sager was. I was there for three weeks of drug training. I got a chance to see a whole lot and process a whole lot in those 3 weeks. I got a chance to see racism on a whole other level. Now, this is part of my journey, I was militant before I became, if you want to use that word, I had a military mind before I joined the military. It was from birth. And when I was over there, in Panama, like I said, I got a chance to witness all the racism coming from the lighter complected Panamanians toward the dark complected. Matter of fact, it's the first time I ever heard a black man's penis being too big. I was amazed. At 19 years old, I'm standing in Panama. And these light-complected mamacitas are over here that brothers love today. The real light-complected ones, the ones who have been compromised. See, the white man went all over the world planting this damn seed. I've learned that too in my journey. I see where he planted seed, there's confusion with the light ones that he leaves on the scene. They always control the darker races. That's what Dr. Collins said to us. He said, Dr. Collins said he never understood the point that Malcolm was trying to make. Malcolm was saying when he came back from Mecca, he saw all this, like he saw white people hand in hand with blacks. I don't want to misquote the brother because I do adore the brother's work before, he fell out the nation. But anyway, he did say that he saw something that was like a more friendly type of side of European when he was in Mecca. Well, I ain't never been to Mecca. I'm just saying, from the places I've been, I've seen what Dr. Collins seen. And Dr. Collins said to us that everywhere he went, he saw that the light complected race was over the dark complected. That's just the way I see it. In Panama, that's what I saw. And I witnessed how when we went to the city in Panama, the darker complected sisters embraced the dark complected brother. I was like, wow, I ain't never heard nobody tell me that our penis is black. Man, this is serious. This is serious business. I heard this in 1991, I believe. That's when I went to jungle training. This is the thought process then. I don't know what it is now, but that's what was going on then in that time, in their mind. That's what them young females were saying. And all them damn light-skinned Mexican dudes, light-skinned Hispanics from Panama, Panamanians, to put like the light-skinned, light-complected Panamanians at that time, at this club we was at, the brothers, the males, they did not like us. They ain't like no dark skin, but they ain't want nothing to do with us. We damn near got to fighting because one of the brothers got drunk and he squeezed one of the light-skinned Panamanian girls behind. She slapped his ass. He slapped her back. We damn near got to scrap him. Cut every, how them damn Hispanics do. They cut their ass. So anyway, we damn near got into it with them over that. So then I end up in another place with these Europeans, a part of my spiritual journey in the military, the so-called military side of me before I joined the military. It came out in the military. So I'm here. I went to Panama and I seen the racism in Panama. Then, I was in Hawaii. This is not in the military. I was in Hawaii. This is after the military. When I went to Hawaii, I went to Maui. Yeah, that's where we went to Maui. And in Maui, I noticed that Hawaiians that's who you see on the resorts and at the hotels and in the mainland with the beaches and that. You see them all throughout every establishment, the really light complected Hawaiian. But we had to travel like 2 to 3 hours inland to see the darker complected Hawaiian. The one with the wider nose and the thicker lips, the one who was more cultural, living their own culture, doing their own thing. I saw the hoods deep into Hawaii, 2 or 3 hours in, all off the mainland. Live, black people, dark-skinned people. And I see again, the lighter complected races are treated better of the Hawaiian than the so-called dark complected races. And I also learned that in Hawaii, when I got there was a statue of a man. I saw this statue named Kamehameha, King Kamehameha, and it was a complected statue, a big muscle who they say is the creator, or not the creator, but the founder of, or he is the beginning, I put it like that, of the nation that we know of as Hawaii, the black man and his black woman. See, that's but they got the dark complected ones inside Hawaii, not right there where you. Not at that time I went. I went back in 2001, 2, somewhere around now. I don't know what it's looking like now. And I also noticed that the Asians were running Hawaii. Even light brights, damn that. They had their stores, Asian restaurants, all the only train, ping, pang, ting, pong, pow. They was every damn where, all through Hawaii. I'm like, wow. I mean, what the? This journey I've been on started before I came. That's what I'm saying. Before I came into what I'm in now. I mean, of course, it's a journey. I'm still on the journey. But anyway, I took those experiences I had of watching the light complected be overrushed no matter what. And being hated in Panama, the white man being hated just about anywhere in the military that I went. Outside of the country, the white man is despised and hated. He's loved here on TV. He makes himself look as if he's somebody who should be adored and loved and worshipped and this, that, and other. But that's not the case at all. But I've taken my military experience. I've taken other experiences since I've been in the military, dealing with whites and how they are Europeans and how they have mistreated and done us. And information that I learned when I started doing that TV show. That's when I really, in Chicago, that's when I really started I think I would say I really got a little bit closer to who I am now. Because I met a brother, and I'm going to call this brother's name, Brother Mazi, in Chicago. This brother saw my TV show, and I was using clips from Roots, and I was showing clips from the Bible, Testament, and I was tying it in with Roots and Deuteronomy 28 chapter, let people know we are the chosen, whatever the name, no matter, we are the chosen people. And this brother said, man, look here. I saw your show, bro. Your show was great. It was excellent, but check this out, bro. Hey, I got something much better than that. So this brother, I went to meet this brother, right? And I went to meet this brother. And this brother, wow, this brother opened me up to Dr. College. This is like in 2000. No. Yeah. Right around night. When did I start that show? Yeah, 2007, I think. Yeah, right around that time, I started my show. This brother dropped. I had never even been introduced to Dr. College. Dr. Phil Valentine, Bobby Hemmett. And I started listening to these lecturers and teachers, and I started being opened up to even more information of who we were before we were ever called the so-called chosen people. I know that those people are us. And right now, see, my perspective is, as the so-called Old Testament said, we was going to serve all types of different deities in the land of our captivity. All right. And this is exactly what, I see us as the people doing. But anyway, when it comes down to, that show, and this brother introducing me to all these great, like the great Shahrazad Ali, Dr. Shahrazad Ali. I had never seen videos of these great scholars, some deceased today and some are still here. Ishaka Musu Shangar. I had never heard of him. I had never heard of Dr. John Henry Clark. I had never heard of Dr. Ben. I had never seen these people until this brother brought this information to me. And this brother was a real deep brother, a brother who just wanted out of the matrix completely. This brother would go underground for a long period of time, and I would see him in the city every now and then. He would pop up, and I would get some more DVDs from him. I would get black exploitation movies like Claudine. I got the book Spook the Set by the Door, Gordon's War. I got JD's Revenge from this brother. I mean, it was so many Honky, and a movie called Honky, and back when O.J. Simpson was a revolutionary in the black exploitation movies, before they started making him coon and leaving his first black wife and everything. Before all that, I have those movies. This brother gave me a wealth of black information and intelligence through movie and through lectures And so I was able to sit down and absorb and put all this together. And also through my television show, a brother saw me, and this brother called me and wanted me to come check him out and show me that he played music. And he played the guitar. Brother Jerry Knight in Chicago, Illinois. This brother, Chicago, I have to say, me moving to Chicago, the time that I lived there, has opened up a lot in my journey. You know, information and scholars have been open to me, as well as my music. This brother taught me, Jerry Knight sat down and taught me how to play the guitar. I used to go to his house and learn. He taught me how to play the guitar with feeling. You know, he taught me how to play from a black perspective. He taught me the difference between how hunkies play the guitar and how black men play the guitar, and the chords hunkies use versus the chords we use, and the sounds we create versus the sounds they create. And I mean, it's a total difference. Even in music, you see that there's a difference between the way we vibrate with the ancestral realm and the spiritual realm, which is what music basically comes from, if you did the work the right ancestors, and versus what the hunkies draw from, which is something totally different. They have a whole different out. It is, you know, that comes from their spirit, and it drops into their and downloads into their psyche. What downloads into black musicians that are vibrating on after they've watched like Dr. Khaled, like I was doing, watching Khaled, and this came before I got the music. So when I got the music, I was able to I had the images of Khaled, the images of Dr. Shakamusu Barashango, and oh my goodness, Dr. Frances Cress Welsing, one of my greatest inspirations. I mean, she talked about that penis envy. I talked to y'all earlier, and I said something about, you know, I mentioned this European and how this, you know, basically this penis envy thing goes, and how when I went to Panama, how the women said, the light complected Panamanians said that we brothers had our penises too big. This is that white influence that mixed in with them dark complected Panamanians made these damn light brights who are against have this friction going on with the dark complected one. It's just, man, you know, it's a whole lot to that. But anyway, dealing with going back to my music. Like I said, meeting Brother Mazi and him turning me on to all these lecturers, great lecturers, and I normally Dr. Dale Jones. I mean, I sat down and watched Dale Jones over and over and over again, and I'm listening to him, and I bought some of his books, and I'm like, man, I'm reading this book. I got a chance to get the book when I got to Chicago, the book, The Black Man's Guide to Understanding the Black Woman. I got that book, one of the greatest books ever read in my life. I mean, a wealth of information came to me through that Chicago portal. City is something about that city, and there's a reason why the president Obama came out of that city. Now, Obama's very much a part of my journey too, because my book talks about some of Obama's 8 years as the president. See, I was in the military. It was a don't ask, don't tell thing. That, you know, it wasn't a bunch of fads running around in the military like it is now. But on Obama's watch, he kind of switched and turned everything up. See, I'm telling you. But anyway, you know, it's like Obama represents the mulatto, and that white influence. When you get that white influence in the bloodstream, and you start being manipulated, the DNA starts getting manipulated and broke down. The white influence is a very strong, evil, and manipulative influence. Manipulative influence, and Obama couldn't be nothing but he got a white mama, so his stock comes from Europeans. It don't come his motherly stock, his maternal instinct, the instinct. We all have male and female. That's just a fact. His maternal portion, that which is connected to the mother, is not connected to Mother Nature because his mama is not black. So his motherly nature, his mother netter, his mother, his netter, his goddess, his god, his mama, the one who brought him forth in this life, is not connected to black because she's white. Her ass is connected to Europe or some hunky country. So he could not, there's no way he could be good for us. But anyway, within the European culture, within that thought process, as I've seen all across the world, they hate it all over the world. I know why. Because they're nothing but child molesting fags. The white man has went all over the damn world and molested boys, and that's what he continues to do. And my journey has shown me these things. As I've been all over the world, I've seen this hunky. I remember the hunky took us, and I was in Panama, same place I talked about earlier. I was in Panama. In Panama, we went to an underage whore house. the military, the United States military took us to an underage whorehouse. I was like, what the hell is this, Sarge? Every door, we walk through this long hallway. We get to the end. It's about 40 of us because it's a whole platoon. We go in for some rest realization. We get on the other side of this little hallway, and then we look up, and it's like 3 different apartments, like 3 floors, and some of the doors open, and some of the doors are not open. And out of all the doors that are actually open, we see that there's a young girl in the doorway, and she is there's a mother's, an old lady maybe sitting knitting or whatever, and then there is a window light on, and there's a bed to the side. And every door is open. I didn't even know why some doors were closed, some was open, but it was a little girl. Yeah, it was young girls in every doorway. I'm 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, whatever. Young ages all the way up to maybe, early 18, 19. That's what I'm looking at. Wasn't no grown women. I didn't remember seeing that. This is what the military does. These hunkies all over the world. They make deals with other men to go and molest their daughters, their sons. This is what hunkies do. Hunkies will fly to Thailand and molest little boys. They'll pay thousands of dollars to get little boys. This is what they've been doing. And in 2011, I was deep into my show, doing my show. And one day the Spirit set me down and told me, the ancestor set me down and told me, I want you to look up rectal prolapses. I had never heard of that. So I went to the computer, and I started looking at rectal prolapses. And I'm about to show you something in my book. I'm looking at these prolapses, right? This is the picture that pop up. One of the first pictures I ever saw. That's a rectal prolapse. This happens sometimes after you have been penetrated in the anal tissue, in the bulo, in the butt, in the ass, anus, in the anal cavity for too long. This happens. So that's something that's supposed to be inside the anal tissue, up inside, way up in the intestine, is coming out. Now, I've met a young brother since then who works at a hospital who told me, my son actually told me, that this here, he sees every day. He says when you wash around, he has to be very careful when he washes around that thing. He works I ain't gonna say what, he works in a hospital, and he works with AIDS patients, put it like that. Now, he said when he washes around that thing now, it jumps very sensitive. I couldn't believe it. I was shocked. I just heard this a few days ago. I wrote this book back in 2012. But after I did this show where I showed these pictures, and then people started reacting to the pictures and started reacting to that show I did called The Definition of Broke Ass, and then I started on with the show. See this is? This is enough. This is operation. This is the sphincter muscle that has been torn. That's why I call the book Broke Ass. This is literally a broken ass from dinglings up in it. This is what happens. See, Lee Daniels and Empire and all these faggots and Obama and all these twirly girlies running around here training managers and things. They're not going to tell you that this is how they end up in the goddamn hospital with everything all busted and tore all up. You feel me? They're not going to tell you that. See? But I have some exhibit pages. Here we go. This is in my book too. Page 68, 69, the medical side of sodomy, homosexuality. See that there? He said, you see this too. And this. You got to push it back up in there. See that stuff came out. It's from all that dingling love, that dickitis. See, that's what a lot of these cats got dick like what's his name? What's old boy name? That preacher. Eddie Long. Remind me of Eddie Long right there. See that right there, that long ass piece sticking out his ass? That long piece of intestine? Remind me of Eddie Long, huh? Eddie Long balls, right? Eddie Long nuts. See, they don't tell you about this kind of stuff. See the Creflo Dollars that tell you to go back to Eddie Long's church because Eddie Long just had a wreck. This is what Creflo Dollars said about Eddie Long's dusty ass. Y'all remember Eddie Long Strong, right? The one who was sending pictures of himself all buff and all swole all up to a young brother. to some young brothers in this church in Atlanta. Y'all remember, you know what I'm talking about. Yeah, well, Creflo Dollar, when it all came out, Creflo Dollar dusty ass told the people to go back to his church because, you know, when they left Eddie Long Nuts Church to go down the street around the corner, wherever the hell, over into Creflo Dollar, Klepto Dollar's church. Okay, and he told them to go back. He just had a wreck. Well, this is what happened when you have a wreck. This right here, this what he talking about. He was trying to downplay the effects of homosexuality. See this here? This is an anus in which Netter has decided to close the ass up because it's been too much anal play. So the body itself and say, you know what? Let's create a goddamn distraction. Let me put a knot here to hold up this booty hole in the form of this big ass sore. It's just another plug to plug it up, you know. Sore, plug, fist plug, sore, fist. You know, I'm just trying to demonstrate to y'all, show y'all what it is. This here is nature's way of saying, stop putting the ding-a-ling up in me. This is the anus now. There's an anus under here, under this damn skin, flesh, and whatever here. There's something up under there. It used to be an anus where boo-boo used to come out. But since this individual fool here decided to go on unless somebody sticks some up in his penises and whatever, bananas and cucumbers or whatever the hell it is, you know, they decided, no, I'm tired of that. I had enough of that. I've been told your ass, I'm swole up, hurting, bleeding, and dripping blood and guts and peanuts and potato chips all over the goddamn leg. I'm tired, so I'm just going, since you don't want to stand, dummy, that you embarrassing yourself, I'm just going to close up. I'm going to close the ass fucking shop, the anal plugging shop, the boo-boo, the poop. I'm going to shut that down. This right here is what happens in my book. See, and this is why when I went to Canada in 2015 on my spiritual journey, I was detained because of this book. They kept all my books. They kept all my DVDs from my show, The Dawah Yisrael. And they kept all my music. They would not let me go into Canada. They turned me around. But before that, they kept me 7 hours detained. I even had to do a damn strip search. It's a flashlight up in my butt cheeks. Maybe open my ass cheeks up. They didn't touch me, though. Maybe open my ass cheeks, flash a flashlight from about 5 feet away in a little bitty room. All because I wrote this book. And they couldn't find nothing on me in my record. Period. Nothing. Just no, I ain't been to prison. And I ain't saying nothing against nobody that had. I'm just saying I have not. But yeah, this book here, I talk about homophobia in my book. Part of my journey. Part of my journey is dispelling the nonsense of white folks making up words like homophobia, you know. All this nonsense so they can see this came during Obama's time. See, they have to make you homophobic. They have to label you. In hunky society, they label groups. Lobbyists. You got this party, that party. They want to label you. Everything's about labeling groups. And these groups get a chance to get penalized, as they say in the white man society, or they get a chance to get rewards, depending on what group it is. As us. Penis, penalized, penalty, anyway, penitentiary, you know, whatever, you know, the penal system. They want to penetrate. They want to penalize people who are talking about homosexuality. They want to make us homophobic, put us in this group so they can penalize us, right? With the penal system, under the penal codes of so-called justice, and put us in the so-called correctional facility to have dinglings going in your ass all day. That's how they correct you, you know, all day long. Anyway, but they want to label you and say we're homophobic so that they can use this group, this word, that stigma around this. They put the stigma around this word. And then see Obama and his connection to the homophobe or homosexuality during his 8 years really connects the hate speech thing to the so-called homophobic group. Now that they can label this group as homophobic, oh, the hate speech law, that's how you can prosecute the so-called homophobic people. See, white folks always make up things to cover their own ass, as they say. Listen to that. Listen to that. White folks want to cover their ass. That's why they always talking about, you got to cover your ass, buddy. Hey, buddy, you better cover your ass. You better cover your ass. Because the white man know he always trying to get up in it. That's why among his own race, he says phrases like cover your ass. He'll name his families the Dickinson family. Dick and son. Then he spells it different ways. The Dickinson family with no S, plural. The Dickinson family. Then it's the Dickinsons, the Dickinsons family. And it's the Dickson family, spelled D-I-C-K-S-O-N or D-I-X-O-N, like Mason Dixie line. Rebel flag fast. Anyway, you got all these different types of surnames with Dick and son that go together in the white man's lingo. This is what he says about himself. So in my book, I break down the language of this hunky. How he can provoke certain energies to you can release certain energy into the atmosphere, into the environment based upon certain words and frequencies that the words have. And white people have always had phrases that show you that they're homosexual. This is what I've learned in my journey. You see, like I was working with some hunkies as a welder, and we was down, had some downtime. Hey man, well, you got a little downtime. I guess you can dick the dog for another hour. And he kept on talking like he ain't said nothing out of the ordinary. I'm like, this hunky just said dick the dog. Now, mind you, I'm standing up. This hunky bending down. He's doing some work on one of the trailers. The tractor trailer I was working on. And I'm like, damn. Really? This hunky's just said dick the dog for another hour. This is a phrase that they have among themselves. But of course, again, in my book, I show you. Pay attention to the slave masters' cheerings when they talk. They still here today with the same buck-breaking bestiality thought process that they had a long time ago. This is like Iggy Azalea, don't it? Kissing a damn German Shepherd. And look at the fat white boy with the hog. And look at the white hole down here. I don't know if that's a man or woman with that damn in a deep, intimate kiss with a damn dog. That's why these hunkies smell like dogs, man. Because they screw dogs. See, when you start laying with whatever it is you land with, if you land with a woman, you as a man sometime would carry the scent of that woman in your genital area. It'll go all through your whole body. When you start mixing fluids, energies, things of that nature, bodily fluids and things that they start mixing, there's a scent that there is a scent that two people give off. Okay, after intimacy. And sometimes you carry that scent of that person on you on a regular basis. That's why sometimes women can that's very in tune and keen. They can sin. They can smell another woman's essence upon you. It ain't got to be that you had no sex. They can just smell it if they're really in tune with you. So, what I'm saying is intimacy causes different reactions in the bodies of the two people when they come together. You can carry a person's energy, essence, smell, things of the nature with you along with wherever you go. This is why white folks smell like dogs. They actually screw dogs. I'm showing you the pictures now. That's what they do now. Kids like that, you're willing to have sex with or try to have sex with. And don't you think? Ain't that how it works? Maybe I'm wrong, but yeah, come on now. This is what they do. That's why they smell like goddamn dogs, because they screw dogs. So when I got to Canada, all them hunkies at that damn border was running in and about that damn door every 5 seconds. But they heard that I had these books in my trunk. They was all going back to look at the books and look around the damn car at me, looking mean as hell. Because I exposed they bitch ass in this book. the whole of Canada. I went in 2015, December 25th on Christmas Day. And them honkies, today, right now, in Canada, the whole of Canada, they can marry their animals. Tell me I wasn't on point. Wasn't on time. This book is right on time. But they shut it down. They did not allow me to go in Canada and deal with my black people. That's who I was going to talk to. In Canada, in Toronto. It was all set up. $50 a head, book, and get dinner. And I was going to play music. People didn't even know I was going to play some music. That was a surprise. But anyway, I hope that's a little bit about my spiritual journey, where I'm at right now, brother. If you got any callers on the line, anybody want to comment or say something, or you want to break in and say something, comment or whatever, you know, I'm willing to, at this point, relinquish the flow, let somebody else talk.
Well, you was getting busy, Chick. We got some similar experiences, so I definitely wanted to share, some of my background with you. So it's definitely an honor to have this dialogue with you. Can you hear me now?
Nah. I don't know, man. Somebody called me and that might have knocked out. You know how these damn phones is so weird and funny. Man. Somebody called and that may have, thrown the sound out, because I can hear you before, but now I can't hardly hear you.
All right, let me. How about now? Try it again. Can you hear me now?
Damn, bro. I don't know how to turn the volume up. It's all the way up on this damn thing, too.
Right. Well, how about, can you hear me? Can you hear me at all?
Yeah, I hear you, man, but it's so damn low, bro. I don't know if I don't want to have to hang up and do it over, but hold on, let me see what I can do. Hello? Damn. What did I do? All right. Hello? You're back. I can hear you now, bro.
Okay.
Back.
So I was saying we got some similar experiences. Is the volume better now?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I hear you now. We good.
Okay. Yeah, I was in the military for 17 years.
Wow, I just did so.
Yeah, we learned our enemy very well. You know what I mean? And this is something that, strive to get across to people in regards to this identity crisis that we have and how we identify ourselves. And we look to our enemies for a standard of success, but we've seen them and how dirty they are in all of their affairs. You understand what I'm saying? At home and abroad. So from Iraq, Afghanistan, from Haiti, and the list just goes on and on. You see what I'm saying? This, they really don't get a chance to see the depth of, this wickedness. You see what I'm saying, that we're dealing with. Like, in war, you see it all. You see what I'm saying? In war, you see it all. And in peace, ain't no such thing as peace, but with our enemy. It's wartime. So you see, this particular set of behaviors. You see it. You see what I'm saying? You see this is something that's natural for them. You see what I'm saying? This natural fixation where something that's contrary to nature. You see what I'm saying? So they dealing with a deaf culture because they're dead people. You see what I'm saying? So in every sense of the word. But if they can possess us, they can possess a live body and spirit in the way that they have a relationship between the parasite and the host. But now in this case, the host is not The parasite's not dependent upon the host. The host is dependent upon the parasite. Through a grafting of the mind process. So now the host thinks that the best thing that ever happened to them, or the best thing that ever happened to us, is this parasite. And this parasite's job is to take the life out of us. All life, it goes to another host, into another host, into another host. You see what I'm saying? So these experiences and these interfaces, just with them, just being around them, it starts to take life from you. You see what I'm saying? Like you could feel life coming from your being. You know what I mean? Like Christ was like, "Who touched my garment?" You see what I'm saying? You can feel it. When they're in your proximity and all of that. You see what I'm saying? Like they looking at you like food. You see what I'm saying? They're looking at you like food, and they want to make sure that you got your mask on at all times. They come up to you, hey, how we doing? You understand how we doing? You understand what I'm saying? With terminology like that, just making sure that you in a space that's subservient. You see what I'm saying? That you in compliance at all times. You know what I mean? So, a lot of those, experiences and dealing with them, in the military, you know what I mean? Like my path is similar to yours, coming into, the military. I came into the military. I thought that was the last place I could ever be, but I known since I was a child that that's where I was going to be. And I tried everything in my power not to go along with the purpose, but the creator had another plan, but the plan was already written, I already knew. You see what I'm saying? So I went in there, and then when I got in there, I figured out why I was in there. You see what I'm saying? They get our brothers and sisters so young. If they get you at 17 or 18 years old, they got 20 years with you. Who you gonna fight with? Who you gonna fight for? Who you gonna advocate for? Your mind's so scrambled up and confused and destroyed by that mind control program, that total control model that's implemented on you, that very few of us get an opportunity to break that cycle of programming.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So they'll let 100 of us, be who we are, but they got a million. They got a million. You understand what I'm saying? So they'll kill you over this crap. You
Yeah.
understand what I'm saying? Some of my best friends and the person who saved my life, they start all of these experiences. Like when you get in war and you talking about somebody saved your life, they didn't save their life. They was trying to save their own life. You see what I'm saying? And you just happen to be in close proximity.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Like we know the horror stories of Desert Storm and Desert Shield. We know the horror stories of Vietnam and the Korean War and World War I and II. You understand what I'm saying? We not on the same playing field. They just gave you permission to have rifles. You see what I'm saying? What was our ancestors going through? Being brought to war to dig graves, they couldn't even have a rifle. They couldn't even have a rifle. In Vietnam, the prisoners of war was treated better than the soldiers who was fighting. You know what I'm saying? World War I, World War II. So this mentality of thinking that we can do things to be accepted. This is the thing that we want to be in this foreign place. We want to be accepted by our captors, and our captors kidnapped us and brought us here to be in servitude,
Exactly.
to be bond servant. You understand what I'm saying? So, like, why would you think you would be anything other than food or, a captive? You understand what I'm saying? Like, so this, like, we really, in our mentality in regards to what we doing and how we see ourselves as we're told to see ourselves and never getting the opportunity to see who we are.
Right.
So now we think in mimicking the behaviors of a dead person or a terminally ill person or a sick person, you see what I'm saying, is something that's normal. And now the normal behavior becomes abnormal in this society. You see what I'm saying? So I just wanted to, add them points to the conversation. And I did want to take a quick opportunity, as many other people may have heard, uh, Robert Dick Gregory transition today. Just getting the news, from some of the people. and I didn't want to speak about it until I got some confirmation from some people. I got a couple phone calls from some people as well, and they confirmed it. And my mother introduced me to Dick Gregory when I was 8 or 9 years old. The health community is very small, so the holistic health practitioner circle is very, very small, and a lot of them have been targeted over the years and killed. You know, so we know that with his center and sphere of influence is something that sustained him, on this planet for as long as he was here with us. I think he was around close to 90, if not 90 years old. So he lived a life that uh, was an example. You know, he was married to a black woman, until he transitioned. Raised all his children and all of that, and was hell on our enemy. Was hell on our enemy. So I remember I saw him. I was 9. I think it was 9. Yeah, I think I was 9 years old. First person I ever met that said don't swallow toothpaste. He said people swallow toothpaste, and it's written on the tooth on the tube, do not swallow. Harmful is swallowed.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah. So we you get a jewel, like that, even from a young man. You see what I'm saying? And then after that September 11th debacle took place, he was the first one to come, a week later with what it was and blah blah blah. You know what I mean? And break it down. But I remember him telling us in the 90s, that this new ism was gonna come. He said they tried with racism, they tried with sexism and all the isms, but now they got a new ism on the horizon called terrorism. And then they were showing, what's the cracking name? Chuck Norris and the Delta Force joints, and hijacking the planes and all of that, just setting the stage. And also, the cover up to uh, Ron Brown and Pan Am Flight 103. You see what I'm saying? All of this saying that things was, this hijack and all that to cover up, what was going on with those CIA operatives that was coming back to testify that they didn't do nothing but sell drugs and kill people. You understand what I'm saying? And then they that Pan Am Flight 103 went down, and they said, it was hijacked. So you just it sets the stage for what's to come. So this new ism was this terrorism thing that was on the horizon. It's still on the horizon. You see what I'm saying? And to incite fear and terror in the hearts of white people, because he said white people ain't never been afraid, so they always had to use these fear tactics, not for anybody else other than to try to keep their own in check. You just described their behaviors. You know who they are to the core. So this is the opportunity, through this devastation, to keep the what mind that they have in control. You see what I'm saying? So I just wanted to send condolences out family of Baba Dick Gregory, and also the brother of the chairman, Jabari Natur, his father transitioned today as well. So rest in power to both of those now ascended masters and ancestors, and may their good works continue through us on this side, and they continue their good works on the other side.
Indeed.
So now I want to get I think you took all my notes, man. I think you got all my notes over there. You know what I'm saying? I think you got all my notes, man. The outside of the Canada experience and some of the experiences, how has the book been received amongst our people, and has it helped some people? Can you share some of those experiences, some of the positive experiences in regards to raising awareness. I got an opportunity to scan the book, and I saw that you ain't hold no punches. It was straight, no chaser, and a book of that particular magnitude is something that's an eye opener for some people and a confirmation for others. So if you could share some experiences with the family in regards to how the book.
All right. Well, the first edition I wrote back in 2012. I was in Wisconsin. There was a sister who had me come out there, and I was on his brother's radio show. He had a blog talk show, but it's a very popular show. And they had the show, they held the show in a bar in the basement. You had a panel and everything set up in the basement. And I was invited to come that weekend, and I was going to be, one of the guests on the panel. Now, most of the people on the panel, there's about 6 or 7 people on the panel, male and female, brothers, all black people inside. And this brother, like I said, they embraced me to come on the panel. And I'm the only one on the panel that had a stern disposition when it comes down to homosexuality being and completely in not our culture, not accepted. It's my position, always has been. So there was 2 lesbians there. Now you notice I got 2 sisters on the cover of this book. But if you look, you can't see it now because of the darkness. When it was red, you could see. When I had the red cover, you could see. But there are 2 men back here too. You have to pay attention if you got the book. If you got it, you ain't seen it yet. Go and look. Very mysterious cover. There's 2 men up here. There's 2 women down here. But anyway, at this lecture, this is my first one I did inside this bar. You know how people is sometimes off the chain even without liquor. Just imagine them with liquor in their system on a Friday night. And I'm talking against homosexuals. Some of them in the crowd was pretty bold. They spoke their opinion against what I was saying, which is fine with me. But anyway, back to the lesbian. 2 dark-complected lesbians. One considered herself so-called, of course, a dyke. She still had a feminine face, but her body, was on her way to being what they call the dyke. She was still kind of soft. I guess her steroids had kicked all the way in. She had no muscle. She was still kind of pudgy, kind of Pillsbury Dough-ish, kind of punch holes. Anyway, but the other sister was what we consider beautiful, gorgeous, and beautiful shape. Her skin was very clear, and complexion was lovely, nice smile. She was a very, very beautiful sister. I noticed that she was sitting with her so-called, I don't know, her spouse, whatever, the dyke girl, and whose mother was a preacher. The dyke girl said her mother was a preacher. Now, I'm just doing the discourse. I mean, state my opinion, the panel state their opinion, and all of it going back and forth. She says that during our discourse, that her mother was a preacher, and she knew she was wrong. But anyway, while I'm talking and breaking down my points, I noticed that the feminine lesbian, gets up and walks away from her partner and sits over closer to me on the side of the wall. I'm up against the wall like I am right now. The panels, I'm the last one on the panel, and the sister got up from like in front of me, like 2 chairs, like a couple of chairs or whatever, in the audience and back from 1, 2, 3 rows back. She got up and sat over here, like right maybe 5 feet away, 10 feet away, 6 feet away, 7 feet away. I'm like, I didn't say nothing. And she started asking questions. She was like, do you think I'm going too far? Because I don't really hate men. This is what the woman said. I don't really hate men. She said, I just ain't found one I could really submit myself to. And I'm like, damn. It was amazing to me. A lesbian is a black, beautiful black sister that claimed she was a lesbian, is the first person married. That's what they said. Was the first person to buy my book. First person. I wasn't even selling the books at the time. I was still, the books was on the table. I hadn't even, the lecture, the panel, what discussion was not over. This sister dropped $20 on the table, picked the book up, and sat down. That's the impact. The first impact I've seen when I first wrote this book. Since then, I've had people that bought the book. They told me they love it. They told me some people said, man, I read the book in one take. I met a brother. I talked to a brother today in Chicago. This brother said he reading the book for the second time now. He's going over for the second time now. And he wanted me to be there for the longer so we could introduce some other brothers and sisters to the book, but I had to go. And then I've had, like I told you, my son came to me and told me what he sees as a CNA, or, working with AIDS patients. He confirmed everything in the medical part of my book. I never had nobody confirm that to this day. You see, and I've had, it's been I did a book signing at the library, local library I live, where I live at. And there was a young brother there, and I hope my answers are not too long, but I'm gonna be quiet with this. But I was a young brother at the library, and it was a sister there who was a commissioner in the town I'm from, and she looked at my book, and she asked me what made me write it. And so I gave her some stories of how I did this TV show, and then people started watching the show. And then I told her about this sister that came to me, and I'll probably discuss that later, but the sister that came to me and talked about some things about her man, and that really helped me, inspire me to write a book and to go from just a DVD to a book. And so she was, breaking everything down to me. I was breaking everything down to them about the sister was telling me everything about her guy when she met me, and she was talking to me about all the things that he'd done. And I told them, I said, this is what helped me and inspired me to get to the point where I was going to write this book. And it's been several other people that came to me and told me about how they felt about the book and how they watched it, they read the book, and it started to change their life. But anyway, back to the library. When I was there was a sister there. She was a commissioner, and she told me after I told her about the story about the sister that came to me and was telling me about her life and her guy and all this stuff. She was like, your book is like a conversation piece. She bought one. She said her son was gay. She said she went to prison and she came back and her son had been turned out. Well, he was gay at the time. And she wanted to know what happened. She pulled her son off to the side. She said she had a gun. She was ready to go back to prison. She had to, concerning this situation about her son. And so it was she was telling me about her son and telling everybody because I had a lot of people around me, and they was all talking to me in reference to the my book. I had a crowd of black people in that library, and they were all listening because it was a sister with her son, it was a sister, the commissioner, it was a brother that was next to me that had wrote a book. It was all in the hallway talking in reference to my book, and it was just the sister like, listen, I wanted to kill somebody because my son had turned into a homosexual when I got out of jail. That's what the woman told me. But she said her son told her, no, nobody touched him and none of that stuff. He just decided he wanted to live a lifestyle. And so she really wanted to know what it was. And I was trying to tell her, well, maybe it's media influence because we had Empire and all these other shows that came out since Obama been in office and all that type of stuff. Anyway, that's just a little bit about, some of the things I've heard people tell me about the book. And I heard one brother in Washington, D.C. tell me he showed a white guy, he showed a brother the book, and he showed him the pictures of them white women with them damn dolls. And he said the brother threw up, literally. And then he wanted to go home and beat his white woman. So I think that's a very positive part of the book. If it make brothers want to beat the hell out of these white women ass, they done married, that's great. Wonderful, excellent, I love it. Anyway, that's a little bit about what I've heard about the book. Most people that get it, they say they love it. Excellent book, one of the best they ever read. That's what I hear. Forgive me for being distracted. I was distracted because somebody was talking to me about something. Anyway.
It's all good. It's all good. So you got something else on the horizon coming up? You gonna share that with the fam?
Yeah, I got a radio show I'm doing. I started last night, as a matter of fact, on stream licensing, and it's a couple of different stations I'll be. I don't have all the particulars. I know I'm just excited about the show, but I do know it is not a blog talk show. It is an online show, and I got 2 hours on a Friday. I started off last night at 8 my time to 10 my time, or 9:11. I'm sorry. I'm gonna try to see if we can get that regular time. It's called Real Revolutionary Radio, and I was gonna try to get that show here, where I'm from. But when I went and paid my money after I got my first show set up, I went had to pay my money. They got my little contract agreement or whatever. It's showing up damn contract. I showed up this con on the goddamn track. Anyway, I went to this place called the Out Center where I'm from, and that's these three lesbians that set up this damn Out Center. This place is a place where young children can go if they gay, tranny, lesbian, whatever it is, and have protection and be around other people that are gay. They have gay pride proms, all this stuff. I went up in there and I talked to the damn head lesbian dyke, and this dyke told me out of her own mouth, she said, children have feelings of love too. And I wanted this heifer to come on to the show and tell the black family in the town I'm born and raised in why the hell we should accept homosexuality, and that's the white man's culture. Why should black people accept this nonsense? It's okay to me for hunky to stick their dinglings in their sons' butts, in their mouth. I don't give a damn what you do. Stick your son, penis in your son, in your daughter, in a mouth. I don't give a damn what hunkies do to themselves and their own damn kids. But when they come down to messing with ours and having our children think they should cut their penises off when they're 5 and 6 because they want to be tranny, hell to the no. This is what I'm talking about. We can't do that. So I went to this dyke, who should be pushing the marriage to a white man, but instead they not, because they hate each other. White folks, white men, they don't like each other. They just the front like to do it. But anyway, when I went to this dyke, she went behind me after she declined to come on the show. I gave this damn dyke, this manly dyke, an opportunity to sit there with a band on the show on one of her representatives. But this bitch declined because she couldn't deal with what I'm talking about. And then she went behind me and she scared the hell out the niggas at the damn station. I got there, they got to tell me, well, we can't do the show, man. You went over there and told them you was the radio station and that messed everything up. And I'm sorry, you should have talked to me first. Some old bullshit excuse. Anyway, I couldn't do the show. So now the sister Selena McCall on Facebook, she's one of my Facebook friends, has given me the opportunity to come on with her and be on her network with her. So that's what I'm gonna be doing coming up, and hopefully traveling soon, going down to Atlanta with the New Black Wall Street movement. They got a movement going on down there. They have every other weekend. I'm gonna be going down there soon, and probably hit some of these damn clubs up. Some of these nightclubs, black clubs. I can play some of the music that I play. So that's what I got coming up.
Okay. So I know, we about to do this part 2 here on Do the Knowledge Radio. So trying to get your final thoughts before we roll up out of here. And we invite the family to come over. We're gonna be on with Jake Dizzle, Brother Dawah coming through, Scott Word, True Butter be in the building. So we're about to get started with this Matrix of Revolution, because all of this conversation, all this dialogue is pertinent, particularly to what we're going to be discussing tonight. So we're going to use some of those Matrix clips to eclipse, because we got that eclipse coming up, that Nat Turner eclipse. You understand, on Monday. So in preparation for that August event, we're going to have that conversation on here shortly. So final thoughts. Let the people know how they can get a hold of you, how they can book you, all of the all of the stuff.
All right, well, hit me up on my website. Order my book if you can, if you would. Ebooks as well. www.yahsrealhour.com. YAHISREALHOUR.com. You can hit me up in the email, Dawah Yisrael at yahoo.com. That's DAWAHYISRAEL. You hit me up there too. You can hit my number, 269-849-5127. If you wish to have me come to your town or whatever, lecture, speak, whatever it is, that's fine. Do a book signing. It makes a difference. If you have a bookstore and you want books, I got books going to Wisconsin soon. My brother got a bookstore down there. If there's a few black bookstores, the ones that's left around, you want books, just contact me. I got books. I bring books. I send books. What have you? Makes no difference. Those are ways you can contact me. I used to have a YouTube channel. No more. They cut it off. So I do have another one, Dawah Netter, DAWA Netter. I think that's what I got. I don't know what the hell it is. Anyway, I have so many channels and cut them off so many damn times. I'm trying to get it back up to where I can have a regular YouTube channel. And, people can watch me. I'm going to be trying to put what I'm doing on the radio on YouTube as well. So those are the ways you can hit me up. And if you want to Facebook me, Dawah Yisrael, but I stay in Facebook jail so damn much, so, whatever. That's up to y'all.
Well, definitely appreciate you coming on, Jake. Appreciate your time, your wisdom, your jewels. You know what I mean? And been a very, very uh, powerful and enlightening experience. Got to get you back on here, African Liberation School, so we can get into some other things as well. And anything I could do to support uh, your book, your music, anything, you know what I mean? Just, let me know. And anytime you need to promote something, if you need another station to promote, you're always welcome here. Um, I'm here every Saturday, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, salute and honor to Shock the Everlasting Peace, Earth, and get this wisdom live, get this wisdom magazine. Make sure y'all get that magazine. That's a one-on-one, first of its kind. www.getthiswisdommagazine.com, and also salute and honor to Get This Wisdom Dynasty. Just got that RBG Media Award, so salute to that dynamic team that is Get This Wisdom Magazine, and I'm always honored to have an opportunity to have a slot here on this illustrious platform every Saturday, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And salute to the listening audience, and salute to everybody who will be reviewing these archives. So with that, we're gonna say uh, peace, love, black power, and we'll see y'all next week.
Peace.